So class 10, today we are going to start new chapter number 3 of chemistry, metals and non-metals. So in the previous class we have studied about elements. Various elements are there and these elements are classified as metals or non-metals on the basis of their properties. So the elements are classified into three categories: metals, non-metals and metalloids. Metalloids is the case where the element shows the properties of both metals and non-metals. So first of all, the elements are classified into metals or non-metals on the basis of their properties. So we will see the properties, how can we classify the metals and non-metals. So first of all, we will discuss the physical properties of metals and non-metals. If we will consider the physical properties of metals and non-metal, first of all we will see the state, physical state. Then mostly metals, they are found in solid state. Metals are found in solid state only. Mercury, it is the liquid metal, and non-metals are found in all the three states of matter. That is, some non-metals like carbon, sulfur, they are found as solids. Oxygen, nitrogen, they are gases, and some are present in liquid, like bromine is the only liquid non-metal. So if we will consider about the physical state, then the metals are mostly found in solid state, but non-metals are found in all the three states of matter. Similarly, if we will see the hardness, metals are generally hard. So we have seen so many metals like iron and all that are used, sodium, potassium, these are exception, these are soft metals, but most metals like iron and all hard, they are known as hard metals. So metals are generally hard, non-metals are soft. So if you will consider similarly like strength, then metals, they have very high tensile strength. So this means they are having strong and they can bear large weights without breaking. But non-metals, they have very low tensile strength and they can break easily. So in case of strength also, mostly metals are having high tensile strength. Then some metals in their pure state, they have shining surface. That property is called luster, metallic luster. Luster means they are having a shiny surface in their pure state. That is why it is called luster, or the metals are called lustrous metals. They are giving shine. That is why they are considered as lustrous metal. And non-metals, they are non-lustrous and dull. There is no shine in the non-metal, on the surface of the non-metal. So we can say that the metals are lustrous, that means they are having metallic luster, or they are having a shining surface. Similarly, if we will consider ductility, then metals, we have seen that metals can be drawn into thin wires. So ductility means the ability of a metal to be drawn into thin wire, that is called ductility. So mostly gold and silver, they are highly ductile metals. And they can be drawn into thin wires that are used in making jewelry. So we are using the metals. Metals are having the properties of ductilities. That means they can be beaten into, or they can be drawn into thin wire. That is called ductility. Similarly, we have seen some metals that can be beaten into thin sheets. So the metals, the property by which the metals are beaten into thin sheets, that is called malleability. That is called malleable property, or that means that is called malleability. So some metals are malleable. If you will take a piece of iron and if you will beat with a hammer, then you will see that the iron piece is flattening. That means it is malleable. It can be beaten into thin sheets. So similarly, gold and silver sheets are also made and used to make jewelry. Aluminium sheets, that is called foil, and are used to wrap food and medicines. So metals are, some metals have the ability to be beaten into thin sheets. That property is called malleability, malleable or malleability. Then when a metal is producing a sound, when a metal is producing a ringing sound, that property is called sonority. When metals strike a hard surface, they produce a sound. So the metals that produce a sound on striking a hard surface, they are said to be sonorous, and that property is called sonority. Some metals are used to make cooking utensils because they are good conductors of heat, and metals are also good conductors of electricity. So we can say that the metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. So these are the few physical properties that we can consider as state, means physical state, where the metals are mostly found in solid state and the non-metals are found in all the three states of matter. Generally metals are hard, non-metals are soft, metals having high tensile strength but non-metals are having low tensile strength, metals are lustrous and non-metals are non-lustrous and very dull. Metals have the ability to be drawn into thin wires, that is called ductility. Non-metals are not ductile. Then metals also have the ability to be beaten into thin sheets, that is called malleability. Non-metals are non-malleable. Then metals, when strike to a hard surface, they form a sound, ringing sound, that is called sonorous, or the property is called sonority. Non-metals are non-sonorous. So then metals are good conductor of heat and electricity, but non-metals are very poor conductor of heat and electricity. So this is the physical properties what we are considering among the metals and non-metals, but this alone is not possible, is not useful to classify the metals or non-metals. So for that we have to discuss the properties, chemical properties of different metals and non-metals also, because if we will consider the physical properties of metals and non-metals together, some common things we can get, like there are some assumptions, there are many assumptions, so that we cannot consider only physical properties of metals and non-metals to classify them. So we cannot group elements according to their only physical properties alone. We cannot make the group alone according to their physical properties. We have to discuss the chemical properties also. Only physical properties we can't take, because there are many assumptions, like bromine is the only liquid non-metal at room temperature. Iodine is the non-metal but it is lustrous. Carbon is non-metal that exists in different forms and each form is called an allotrope. So diamond is also an allotrope of carbon, which is a non-metal, and it is known as the hardest substance. It is known as the hardest natural substance. So graphite is also an allotrope of carbon, but this is also going under non-metal, but it is good conductor of electricity. So there are some assumptions, like alkali metals, they are so soft that can be cut with a knife. I had told you mostly metals are hard, but the sodium, potassium, these metals are very soft, so soft that can be cut with a knife. They have low densities and low melting points. So elements can be more clearly classified as metal and non-metals on the basis of their chemical properties. Only physical properties is by considering alone the physical properties, we can't classify the metals or non-metals. So to classify the element as metals and non-metals, we have to see their chemical properties also. On the basis of their chemical properties, we will classify the element as metals and non-metals. So mostly non-metals, they produce acidic oxides when dissolved in water. On the other hand, metals give rise to basic oxides. So for the chemical properties, we will discuss in the next class the chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Till then, you read the physical properties of metals and non-metals and learn them.